Alright, ladies and gentlemen, real quick one coming at your faces today. This is something I wanted to respond to and address because I thought it was a large cornerstone of the story that has been unturned and talked about, which we had not heard before, which is Shiels, the biggest golf creator, talking about the good situation. Until this point, although we saw him down in Florida, we did not hear directly from him kind of his take on this whole thing. He has given it and we're about to talk about it. If you guys are enjoying this content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you do hit it before Monday, I'm going to be selecting a random subscriber and giving away a pack of premium balls. Whatever it is you play, I'm gonna hook you up with. I see Rick as like the father of golf content. Like, he's someone that I think every creator immensely respects, myself included, respects the opinion of, and really he's just someone that's been around for so long, has seen the growth and development of YouTube, but also this content space in golf. And so hearing his thoughts is really, I don't know, like sobering. So he first just starts talking about it, and I'm gonna link his whole podcast down below, by the way. I'm not gonna play any clips of it. I'll link it down below. I'll timestamp it where he starts talking about good so you guys can click and watch that. But he just starts talking about basically the breakup of good and following the content so closely to what they did over in the UK in July. He saw no cracks in the armor. Like, he really didn't see this coming. You know, we had kind of speculated that maybe he was talking to some of the guys, and some of the guys were coming to him with like, hey, if we went off on our own, like, how do we structure our business? And maybe he gave them some advice. He basically kiboshed that. Like, I don't know if he saw the video I made or not, but he was like, the conspiracies are wrong, like da. Which, I mean, that's part of the fun of conspiracies and rumors. You're just guessing. But he kiboshed that. He basically had no idea, no conversations with the guys beforehand, so that door is completely shut, and he was just as shocked as the rest of us. And in his words, he was gutted by the situation. He was not happy about what happened, and he really felt bad for the guys in the group. You know, he really sees that it's like a rising tide raises all ships, and in the growth of golf YouTube and golf content, you want these competitors, you want these people, or even competitors, like teammates almost. You want these other people creating content that are just going to rise everyone's level, and he sees the importance of that. So obviously seeing good kind of have this implosion is definitely not a positive thing. He also goes on to talk about the fact that while he was down in Florida last week, he had the opportunity to get Grant and Micah both on his podcast, but after chatting with Guy and just kind of going over it himself, he decided it wasn't really the best idea because he didn't want to involve himself directly into this conflict and kind of like choose sides, even though it wouldn't be intentionally doing that. And then he left an open-ended invite at the end to basically have both sides, the good guys and Grant and Micah, on his podcast to like Oprah Winfrey it and discuss the whole thing, which would be the most banger video of the year. Absolutely, that would blow up. But I don't know if that's actually ever going to happen. He did talk about having phone calls, or he talked with Grant and Micah down in Florida, heard their side of the story. He said he had an hour-plus long phone call with Garrett as well, kind of hear his side of the story. And he said he heard both sides and that he doesn't know if they'll ever come out. He didn't confirm whether he's like, there's very direct or like differing things from both sides or whatever, but he just talked about having that conversation and kind of facilitating it. And that's why I kind of call him the dad of the golf space. Like, you know, he talked to all the kids in the golf world and kind of hopefully settled things out a little bit. And obviously it's a tumultuous time, and I think he, as being one of the biggest presences in the golf world, did a good job of not involving himself in this, because he's totally right. Like, he said his business mind wanted him to get on and do that podcast. Like, would have done numbies, absolutely, would have done absolute numbers, but you know, again, it puts him in a place he doesn't need to be. He can leave the commentary and stuff to smaller channels like me and other people to talk about this kind of stuff. He doesn't need to be involving himself in this, and like I said, he's kind of the voice of reason in the situation. So hearing his opinion on this was really interesting, and you know, it does kind of settle things a little bit, I think. And you know, he does come from that perspective of like, I want growth of this platform, I want growth of this community, and I don't want to have anything kind of come in the way of that, and hopefully we can all just move forward and continue to grow. And personally, like, I really do think that growth is going to come from this. You can see the evolution of Micah's content and Grant's content. They're both excelling. You know, collab was with Bob Does Sports was awesome. Like, Rick and Bob Does Sports collabing, that's awesome. Like, Good is just gonna go on. They just posted photos from the San Diego trip. That content's gonna be awesome. Like, everyone's going to grow from this. I don't think this is going to directly hurt anyone, and I think it's going to grow everyone. So I think that's his intention. I think he sees that, and I think it's just an interesting perspective to hear. So be sure to check out his and hit that subscribe button.